Welcome to the Pop Punk Emo Supremo podcast with your host, Hunter, and your other host, Rope Dog.
Boo.
Hey.
No, I love Rope Dog.
That's not,
He's my favorite. Here, can I redeem myself?
redeem yourself right now.
With your more handsome, intelligent, and sexy guest, Rope.
Hey, yo. Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, we all feel better now.
Yeah.
We all feel better now.
I'm gonna tell you that I am a little delirious today.
Oh, okay.
So I might be a little more energetic. I've had a long week. I had a brush with the Rona. I shouldn't say a brush. I had a sinus issue, and I went and got tested. It was negative.
Roper sends a Snapchat, and he points to the piece of paper, and then it goes pregnant, comma, and then it says no. And then Roper says, worried about that.
Thank God, you know. Yeah.
And I thought that was the funniest thing.
I was a little scared I was pregnant, but
it's okay.
Turns out boys can't do that. So.
Yeah, I found that out this week from you. So
yeah,
we're all learning here on this podcast.
Stuff, so wow,
it's we've come a long way.
Yeah, so it's been a week.
Roper, tell us about the show we have.
Okay, so we're going to change it up a little bit this week. Our discussion is going to be our album of the week. And
album of the week.
We've got a new segment for you this week. So we normally try to bring you guys singles, but we decided to change it up and make it more personal to us. And we're going to change the segment to what we're listening to.
Which I think it was a long time coming. It was really hard for us to find new songs that we actually wanted to share. It's been kind of a dry spell.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily all true. Like, there have been some fucking great-ass singles that come through.
Absolutely.
We're still going to talk about new music if that's what, we want to share. But this whole podcast is about discovering music and, helping, putting some fucking soul into the pop punk community.
And it's two guys that really love the genre and showing their love for you guys. So
yeah, we fucking love you.
We love you guys.
We love all our listeners. Honestly, anytime we hear from any of you, it fucking makes our hearts full.
Roper, I know, I get so excited.
Did you see that? I forgot what her name was, but there was Pancake in her name, and she absolutely loved all the songs you were posting of your song of the day. She was like, "These are awesome. They're so great. Keep these up."
Was she the girl that commented on our Instagram as well?
I don't know. Maybe we both use the social media app, so if one of us opens it, the alerts go away, and then we don't all see it.
Yeah, there's some times where I see stuff and I'm like, "Oh, I missed that," and it was from 3 days before.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that is good. One of us is reaching out to you guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're both trying our best to talk with everybody that reaches out to us. So we appreciate that a lot because, I mean, your guys' comments and feedback, get me through the week. I work a normal, 40-hour job and it sucks, but this is where my real, passion and goals go towards is making the best podcast for you guys, and hearing your guys' feedback is just amazing.
Yeah. I think we work jobs that aren't super rewarding, I guess, in a way.
Absolutely not.
But then we come and do this fucking podcast, and we lay down what we love to actually talk about. And we just everything about this podcast. There's not. Even when editing, and it's a 2-3 hour podcast, which, believe it or not, there's a lot of editing that goes through.
Yeah.
There's just this rewarding moment at the end of it where I'm like, we have a fucking brand new episode ready to go.
Every Monday is so exciting for me because I just can't wait to hear what everybody thinks of our opinions and what we're talking about the week.
Yeah, and everyone's so nice so far.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for our first hater.
I know. I'm waiting for that first review to be you guys don't even know what you're talking about.
Which they may be accurate.
And then come to find out you look this guy up and he's just this fucking butt rock fan,
He just listens to Nickelback and Buckcherry.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I could listen to both those bands.
Yeah.
Is that Pearl Jam?
I was gonna do. I was trying my Buckcherry impression, but
Oh, dude, Bucket Cherry's got
I'm
some
on
good
a
songs.
plane with cocaine.
All right.
Again.
I think we've ended the intro. Let's get on to the singles of the week.
Yeah, what we're listening to.
Oh, shit, yeah. All right, Roper, you want to hit us off with your first single?
So my first single is from a band from Washington, D.C., and they're called Origami Angel, and it's from their album Somewhere City. And the song is Dr. Hoomst. Have you heard this song?
I've heard it a lot because Roper has been very gracious and sent me a playlist of all the songs before we talked about
this
them.
Song just makes me the happiest dude ever.
It's relatable in the sense that, all right, first off, Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I first heard Danny, like, the first time I put the song on, he was, like, talking about watching his favorite shows in Danny Phantom, and I was like, dude, I fucking love this. And then, like, it has such a heartfelt message of, like, loving yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Pop punk doesn't do that often.
And I think that's what made me gravitate towards it so much. It's just the positivity behind it. And, like, these guys, a lot of their music is super positive.
Yeah, I've
been
telling
great.
myself to listen to their discography.
It's fun. This song has a nasty breakdown at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to it today and just fucking jamming, dude.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think out of the three, this one was my favorite.
Yeah.
But all three of them, very different in their own ways, but all three of them stand out pretty well.
Yeah. And, like, I had wrote I like the guitars in this and the positive message, which I just said. And it's like the song's kind of about when you gain a certain sense of self-confidence and you just want to share it with everybody, or just like you're living in the moment. Like when he says in the beginning, oh my God, I feel just how I used to feel watching Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom eating Happy Meals every night at 7. Watch my favorite shows. Never really worried about the twos and fros and the way life goes. I just like, I catch myself in the middle of certain things that like I like, and I'm like, man, it just does not get better. Like, get any better than this. Like, if I like. One that comes to mind is like when The Force Awakens came out and I saw it with my dad, and like I just look over at my dad and I've got the biggest smile on my face, and I was like, God, it just does not get any better than this.
Yeah, I relate to the fact that with nostalgia, which I think this song really kind of capitalizes on, like that feeling of the song almost feels nostalgic with me only hearing it a few times.
Yeah.
And it's funny that he said Danny Phantom because I was like on YouTube one day, and for absolutely no reason, I never watch videos like this. Some Yu-Gi-Oh video comes up, and then I was like, Yu-Gi-Oh, what's been going on with that shit?
Yeah.
And then I went through this rabbit hole, and then I watched the new Yu-Gi-Oh movie, and I had no idea what was happening.
Dude, these guys actually have this like 3-song EP that's based off the 3rd generation of Pokemon. Oh. So they've got a song called Ruby, they've got a song called Sapphire, and one called Emerald. And Ruby's like probably my favorite song off of that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely check these guys out. These guys are fucking amazing. And they're not, I don't want to say that they're not big, but I can see like a groundswell of these guys through like our Twitter page and like on their Instagram. And I feel like there's a band from Iowa called Stars Hollow, and I believe that they have toured together too. I want to talk about Stars Hollow in a future episode just because of like the weird like coming and going through the scene with like their guitar player and then their drummer. Like the Stars Hollow drummer's from Indianola. Okay. So I watched him play in shows with his like first band. So I eventually want to get to that. So if you got any Stars Hollow, or if we have any Stars Hollow fans out there, like, what's up?
I'm not even a Stars Hollow fan because I haven't listened to them.
They're pretty awesome.
I knew that the guy was from Indianola though.
Yeah.
I grew up there.
Yeah.
Roper, is it my turn yet? Come on,
It is your turn.
Ooh. All right, so I have a kind of a theme for my 3.
All right.
So when I first moved to college, or like
Yeah.
right before, it was around 2015. And did you just burp during my fucking crap? I'm like pouring my heart and soul out. And Roper's like, ugh.
Bring it to me. Or just tell me about college.
Let's skip over your mishap,
Excuse
Roper. So moving to college, I think is like when I fully embraced the pop punk groove.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was a pop punky guy, and it was always kind of like how a lot of my friends like described me, because clearly, like a lot of our friends don't listen to pop punk.
No,
music.
I think I have maybe, besides you, I maybe have 2 or 3 friends that actually just like that's their favorite genre. So I mean, it's really hard for me to talk about pop punk anywhere besides with you on this podcast or with those 2 people. So
definitely. So it's hard. It's hard to talk about pop punk where we are.
It sucks
or in our
growing
friend
up
group.
in Iowa being a pop punk fan because everybody likes country music.
Country and more country.
Country, hip hop, and more country.
But anyway,
Yep.
Roper is feeling nostalgic, man. And I was like, I want to go back through the songs that I listened to, and I was listening to them again today, and I felt what I felt when I first moved to Florida.
Yeah.
Because I moved to Florida for college. And the first song is Heavy Gloom by
Dude.
The Story So Far.
It got so much deeper. Why would I wanna see ya?
This might be like my favorite. This is off my favorite album by them, and I might get like shunned.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of people don't have the same opinion.
No, I think a lot of people like their first 2 albums more than this one, but this album is very nostalgic to me too, and I'm going to let you continue to talk about it. I'm sorry.
Well, it came out in 2015.
Yes.
Which, spoiler alert, all my songs did. Because 2015 was a fucking amazing year for pop
It
punk.
was probably my favorite year of pop punk.
I can't think of... I think 2020 had some fucking shiny golden stars
Oh
out
my
there.
god, yeah, this year was really good for
But
it.
yeah, maybe it's a 5-year rotation. But 2015, wow, fucking killed it. And Heavy Gloom is the song that got me into The Story So Far.
Really?
I came into The Story So Far so late.
Yeah.
And their most recent LP was like kind of helped cement it a little bit. But it was like weird because I knew what The Story So Far sounded like.
Yeah.
And then I go into that album and it's like, this is a different kind of
But I
vibe.
love that album too. The Proper Dose is amazing.
Proper Dose had a lot of fucking great songs
Yeah.
out. But let me get into Heavy Gloom. So
Let's do it.
So Heavy Gloom, the story I got from it seems like Parker Cannon is coming home from touring, and his significant other, whether it be a girlfriend or whatever, seems to have not been very faithful and kind of manipulating Roper.
Yeah.
And kind of hurt his feelings. So he wrote a song about it. And some lyrics I fucking dug. It says, I know all your flaws and most of your fears. I haven't been home in the last few... I know, I'm like trying to sing it
Causing
too.
absence from all my peers.
The vibration's still steady
Steady.
inside my ears, and
'Cause
I know you hate it, and I always restate it, but I'm just so frustrated, 'cause I'm the one you cheated. And the fucking guitars come in. The fucking drums feel so good in this song.
Okay, so I have a question for you. The first
Yeah.
time you heard this song, were you like, damn, this song is fast?
I don't really remember the first time I listened to this song.
Really?
I remember buying the album at Target one day.
Dude, I got that at Target too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I bought it at Target, and I was like, I think it was because I was trying to discover new music. I knew The Story So Far was like this, like, golden child of the scene.
Yeah.
So I fucking bought their third, and then I was told by many people, I was like, oh, man, you should have started with the first 2. And
I mean,
it's fine.
Yeah.
But this is the album I started with, and then I kind of went back, and I really love a lot of certain songs off their albums.
yeah.
But like as whole albums,
This one definitely, like,
I feel like this one is the most. It flows the best in my mind.
it does. And this song flows super well. Like,
It's so easy to like listen to this song and like
Yeah.
get up, like you fucking feel mad.
Yeah.
And Parker's so good at that.
me and my friend Zach have this little like inside joke whenever we play The Story So Far. We're just like, Parker Cannon, who hurt you?
Fucking Peter Griffin, me,
Yeah.
that won't go away. some other lines. And how much does it cost to get you back here inside those clubs that you love so fucking much? Was I too harsh in my lament to you? Ooh, I never knew that.
That's a big old word.
I know. It's only like 6 letters, but it's
do you know the definition?
No. That I fell so out of touch back and forth because I can't understand how you control all my lust and form the words on my tongue. And here's the deal. When I first listened to the song, the line that's how much does it cost to get you back inside those clubs? I don't know why, but that one stood out to me so
It's
hard.
pretty strong.
Yeah, and it's just I think it's the way he says it. I think it's like why, if you don't fucking like the fact, if you don't like this girl or you're pissed at her, why are you even considering getting her inside this club or back inside? It's like, I feel in my imagination, I feel like he pulled her out of this club to have a confrontation with her, and then she couldn't get back in without being paid, and he was like, all right, I'll just pay your fucking ticket so I don't have to fucking deal with you.
I never really looked at it that way, but
I don't think it's right, but that's that's how I felt. So, but I fucking dug it. I like this song so much.
Dude, this song fucking rules.
Dude,
and if you guys aren't, might be crazy, if you guys are listening to this and you have not heard this album or this song, this should be on your top list of priorities, because honestly, this song fucking bops, dude.
It's so fucking good. And the instruments match the tone of the song so fucking perfect. I don't know why, but the drums just sound like the best song with drums in it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it just fucking does. And Parker, he doesn't hold back.
No.
And his fucking writing style, he does not. He feels and he writes what he feels without trying to manipulate it, whether it makes him look like a good or bad guy or not.
That's
and
what
I kind of like that. I mean, he does point the finger a lot, sure.
Literally.
Yeah.
Have you seen him live?
I have not, dude. I've been trying. Oh, wait, no, I did.
Yeah.
And then I left.
Why'd you leave?
Because 4 Year Strong came on first, and that's the band I came for.
I was at that show.
No way!
Yeah.
I hate that.
It was at Woolies, right?
Yeah, it was at Woolies.
Yeah, dude, that show was rad.
Dude, I was
Why'd you fucking leave, dude?
All right, so I went with one of my friends that she does not listen to pop punk music that much.
You should have just let her leave and enjoyed the story so far.
I couldn't do that to her. But some guy shoved her into a table and hurt her, and I was about ready to fucking run and beat the shit out of that dude.
Yeah.
Because like, how dare you fucking push anybody into a table, let alone a woman that's like what, fucking 5'2"?
Hey, I've gotten my ass kicked at Woolies before, so
well, I know you're a girl roper, but it's not the same.
I'm not a girl, but I got my ass kicked.
Was it at that show?
No, It was at an Issues show. I do not like to dwell in the pit area, so I see these people. I'm with my friend Brittany, and like we're chilling watching Issues. First time I've ever seen them live. Might have been the first time I've ever like heard them, but like I wanted to go. She invited me, and then I'm like kind of dwelling around the pit, like shoving people back in. And then I turn my back for 1 fucking second. And then these 2 guys fall on the back of my leg, and my leg just like bent weird. And whenever you're like, you break a bone or like you get hit pretty hard, you get that weird like blackout moment.
I've never had a broken bone, but I'm going to listen to your story.
You're lucky. So I blacked out, and I had another friend there, but she was like across, on the other side, like closer to the bar at Woolies. She sees me go down, like, because I tried to stand back up, but like the pain like all surged me, and I blacked out and fell down under the tables there. And so my friend Brittany's like, she thought like I was drunk, like really drunk, but I was just like fucked up because my leg hurt. And my friend Gabby just runs across, like shoves these guys, like clears the path, like clearing the Red Sea, and she's just dumping water down my throat. And I'm like, what just happened?
Why is she dumping water? Because you think she's drunk?
She thought I was like passed out from being drunk. But no, my leg, I thought I broke my leg. I didn't break my leg. I just like bruised the bone. But dude, it fucking sucked. But I stayed the whole show because I'm a fucking trooper.
Yeah, and I'm not. I get it. I was just trying to be a good friend, and you're a noble man because you almost broke your bone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now that's... so, fucking... I was at the Hot Mulligan show with Grayscale,
I wish I went to that.
Oh, dude, such a good show. We had a lot of fun. And I was like, people came up to me, not to like pat myself on the back, I promise you, but this was such a fucking cool moment. People came up to me after the show to thank me for like making sure they didn't fall.
Aw.
And I was like, because I was like holding people up and I was like fucking doing everything I can.
That was at Gabe's, right?
Yeah, that was at Gabe's. And
Dude,
that show was crazy. Like, I was exhausted
that venue,
by the end.
That venue is crazy.
Yeah, and it's such a good venue, too. I went to go see the Menziners there, too. Holy shit.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, it was a great
I
show.
saw one of your future picks there, like right after.
I bet I know who it is. Jamie was at that show.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh, because she went to Iowa, so like.
Yeah, she
That makes
loves
sense.
Gabe's.
Gabe's is in Iowa City for any of you guys who care or wonder.
Yeah, we're
in Des Moines. That's 2 hours away.
That's fair. Roper, go to your next song.
I picked. This is a new band to me, and I've been kind of looking. I've been hearing the word combination of words Midwestern and emo. I don't know if I would consider these guys a Midwestern emo band. In my mind, they are like a pop punk band.
Yeah, I can see the comparison.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It is. It's a band called Jail Socks. Have you ever heard Jail Socks?
Never in my life. I mean, not before you showed it to me.
This song kind of just like I just went on Spotify and checked them out, and this is I think this is the top song on their page, and it hits. I should name the fucking title of the song. It's called Popular Avenue.
Why can't I get through to you?
I'm out of it today, guys. I'm sorry, but I found it on Spotify and I just clicked on their top song, as I do when I'm looking for new music and new artists. And this song like caught me right away. The lyrics are like he like comes in, the first verse comes in super hard. He's like basically like calling this girl that has feelings for him, or that he has feelings for when he's drunk, which you should never do is call somebody when you're drunk and express your love for him, because it ends up really bad for you young kids out there.
Ah, man, we should just have a podcast about that.
Yeah, I feel like it always circles back to something like this. But he's like, I wish I never said those words or said those things to you that at the time I really thought I meant. When I called you drunk from Memphis, Tennessee, I couldn't comprehend the gravity of things to come. Like, I've been in that position before where like you're like, no, she's gonna understand everything that I feel right now when I'm like inebriated, and it just never goes over well. So
yeah, lots of similar.
But this
stories.
song hits really hard, man. I like it a lot. This is a new find for me, like I said. So
yeah, it was one of the songs. I think this was my least favorite out of the three, but I still really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I picked some pretty good ones, not to pat myself on the back.
You really did. I like how you pick kind of like more obscure ones, and I'm like, fuck it, let's go with a fun round.
Hey, that's cool though. Like,
yeah, it helps.
This kind of shows the broad spectrum. And like, if they even haven't heard the songs that you picked, like, and they know the songs that I picked, or vice versa, it's still like it'll be the first time somebody hears it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When they do listen to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked how I like how this song was written. Just the aggression behind his voice is just amazing, and it's relatable. So definitely check it out.
I like the one lyric you pulled out of there. See, when I listen to music, it's really hard for me to like pull lyrics unless they're like super far out there. That's why I like, if I really like a song, I go on like Genius, whatever it's called.
That's what I do too.
And I like to look at the lyrics, and I like people's opinions on those lyrics.
Yeah,
that's a cool feature.
It's cool that they can actually make their own notes on the side of it. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I fucking really dig that.
Yeah, check out Popular Avenue by Jail Socks. Very good.
Roper, I'm going to
do it.
I'm going to check out so many songs. You know what song that you should re-listen to, though, Roper?
What is that?
That song is Secrets by State Champs.
I've got more secrets than you'll ever know.
This song is a fucking banger. God damn it.
I had a really hard time picking between this one and why am I blanking on this? I'm a realist and an optimist, but I swear to you,
I'm not getting over this. I have the shirt that says that on the back.
And you didn't bring it today?
No, I didn't wear it today.
Either way.
What is that song?
It's like I'm bad with names
Yeah.
and song titles and life. And like, man, this is clearly either way. Secrets. State Champs. This was the song that introduced me to State Champs.
Yeah, and
a
like,
lot of people listened to the Finer Things before.
That's how I found him, was the Finer Things, and that's probably my favorite album by him.
Oh, it's my least.
Really?
Yeah. It has Elevated.
Yeah.
And I love that song. It's like one of my probably my top 3 songs by them.
Yeah.
And
I love Critical, dude. That song hits super hard.
I need to re-listen to it again. But yeah, for whatever reason, State Champs is like, it seems like that's the fan favorite.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when people are like, oh, my favorite Day to Remember songs, the fucking first LP they did. And I'm like, well, that's not when I started listening, so I don't like that one as much.
That's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Hash Pound, not my favorite album.
What separates me from you? Which no one agrees with that either. They always say it's Homesick. Anyway, all right, back to fucking State Champs. Released in 2015, as clearly stated beforehand. So the story, and you know what's funny? I had to look up the song lyrics, and there was like, I kind of didn't see this happening.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, like, basically Derek has apparently done something wrong within the relationship that the song is about.
Yeah.
And the partner can't or won't forgive him for that.
Yeah.
And it's about him kind of like, it's like, I did what I could. I tried to make up for it. It's not working. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know? And it's, and the lyrics are super clear when you read them. And I don't know why I didn't pick up on it. It's probably because, like, Derek has such a great rhythm to his fucking voice and when he sings.
He's got such a unique voice, too, that you almost get distracted by the words that he's singing. He's a fucking angel. I love State Champs so much.
I think State Champs are... They
great.
were, for a while, they were like in my top 5 favorite bands.
Yeah.
And their last record... kind of.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
I came back to it liking it more.
Yeah.
But when it first came out, I thought, other than the lead song "Dead and Gone," I thought it was
my least favorite off of there.
And that's what you either love or hate that one.
I think it's just because it was produced by I can't remember what his name is, but he worked with like Green Day, Blink-182.
John Feldman?
No.
Editor's note here from Hunter, and just so everyone knows, it was John Feldman. Thanks.
I don't know his name, but like he like produced a lot of like pop punk albums, so you could hear that influence in the background, and it's kind of just like I think that's the part that I don't like out of it, and but anyways, they've got other good songs off of that one.
There's a few like that. I remember one day I was at work and I was just singing a song and I could not remember what it was. And then I finally caught it. It was Crystal Ball.
Crystal Ball rules.
Yeah, and I was just like, interesting that's the one that's
I like
popped in my
Critical
head.
off of there.
But that Critical was not the first one.
Wait, what did I say? Criminal.
I
My bad.
was
Criminal.
like, what the fuck? Yeah, Criminal's pretty good.
Criminal's awesome.
But here are the lyrics I like from Secrets, Roper.
Yeah,
Stay
sorry.
on track. Jesus.
We don't even have a main discussion today, so we get a freestyle.
We got time. We got time. So I don't think I could say these lyrics without singing them, but it's like, you caught me
in the right place at the right time, so I'll just dive right in. See, you've got a blank space in your right mind. Well, here's my second win. Oh, your ideas of me
blown away. Oh man,
dude,
what a fucking! I remember hearing that live for the first time.
Yeah,
and everybody was singing it. Even this 14-year-old's mom was like, "You got me in the right place."
I had this weird moment at Warped Tour where we were watching them play. It was the last year of Warped Tour, and I'm standing behind this dad and his daughter. And his daughter looked really young, and I would just like look at everybody around me. I'm like, am I too old for pop punk?
Oh, yeah. No, State Champs has like a wide variety.
Yeah,
of
they
listeners.
do. And that's what I appreciate about them. They just hit.
They're like the Nintendo. Like they have even mature and young people can enjoy it.
You know, I do like that analogy. That's great.
I saw the question in your eyes, like, where's he going with this?
Where are you gonna like talk shit about Nintendo?
No.
No.
I think that's pretty hard to do.
Yes, dude, this song fucking rules, man.
I'm
excited about actually we haven't really talked about state champs yet, so
yeah, it's a nice change of pace. My when I was we were driving to Florida from Iowa, so for people who don't know, that's like a 19-hour drive.
Yeah.
And my dad and I were sitting in the car on the way there, and my dad's like, "Show me some music you like." And then this was one of the bands I showed him, and then 7 hours later, my dad's like, "Play that Champs song." He really likes State Champs, which is so funny because my dad's like a diehard country boy.
And I think I made this weird analogy a couple of years ago that I think it was one of the songs off of their most recent album. Like, man, this is just a fucking country song. And I wish I remember what it was.
They have a reimagined track of a couple of their most recent albums.
I haven't listened to that yet.
There's some country inspired fucking how they reimagine these songs, which I think is I've seen a couple of pop punk bands do that. So maybe there's more country influence than people are willing to give credit to.
A lot of acoustic stuff, you get that country influence in it too.
True,
Have you heard Speak Low? Or Ryan Scott Graham's side project, or it's not his side project, it's his main project. He's the guy who plays bass for State Champs.
Oh no, I haven't. But actually I have a lot. It was something on YouTube I saw.
His is I'm not sure how it sounds now, but I heard that his first EP when it came out, and I'm like, this is a change of pace, and I didn't know that he was in State Champs at the time. So I'm like, it's not quite like City and Color, but it's nice, slow, almost folk-ish.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. And every time I see that guy at a State Champ show, he's always in the middle of the floor, just talking to all the fans. While I've seen Derek out on the floor a couple of times, but Ryan's in the thick of it, meeting everybody, talking to him.
I love when bands do that,
dude. I ran into him in the up down bathroom, and I fangirled so hard because I'm wearing my State Champ shirt, and I thought it was him, but it he had his back turned to me, and I had my back turned to him. So I turned around. I'm like, "Is that who I think it is?" And he turns around. He's like, "Cool shirt, man." And I was like, "Thank you." And my friend Travis is like, "You're great."
I just imagine when you said, "and he turned around," and then then my mind just instantly filled the blank with, "Yes, child, it is me."
He's got that long hair too. It's blowing in the wind. But yeah, Ryan's...
Props to him, dude.
Yeah, he's such a cool guy.
I just can't imagine you having all these fans and you treating them like shit. And State Champs has always been really great to their fans from what I've seen.
Yeah, I think the scene has changed a lot, where a lot of people don't have that big ego and they remember where they came from.
Yeah,
so
good on them.
This is one of the bands that does that.
I got more lyrics, man.
Come on. Come on.
The chorus, "I got more secrets than you'll ever know. Another year and you won't let it go. Too many times I told myself to hold on. But it's too late for me. Now I'm as good as gone." That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Fucking dope. "Something's telling me I never could have ruined everything you want in life because you never put in the effort, and the truth is you were never doing it right." And I thought, I read this and I was like, that's kind of mean.
Yeah.
But I wonder how true it is, because when you're in a fight with somebody, sometimes you just say shit without really thinking all the layers of what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if this was something that applies to that idea, or if it was something that was actually super true.
I know that I've been in that position before where I just get so fucking frustrated because I don't like to argue with people.
Yeah, I've never seen you argue with anybody.
It's very rare, and I suck at arguing too. So if I argue with you and I really want to get the point across, I just go for the throat punch. So
you literally throw punch them?
No, I say mean things.
Oh, okay.
And I make you feel like shit.
Oh, wonderful. Just never mind. Not everybody wants an enemy. Call me the culprit, and that's all you'll see. You were responsible for finding a way to catch on, but it's too late for me now. I'm as good as gone. I think, the line, "You were responsible for finding a way to catch on." It's kind of it's just an interesting story to tell.
Yeah.
It's all right, you kind of came out saying, "Yeah, I did something wrong. I tried everything I could to fix it, and it's like you weren't giving me that opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a nice play on both parties aren't in the right.
Yeah.
And I always like stories like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like the song.
Yeah.
Because, Roper, I know you want to talk, but it's my turn.
I'm sorry.
Derek is a killer vocalist.
Dude, he's so fucking awesome.
He's probably the best in the scene. Unless you want to count like Brendan Urie. I think like, because Brendan Urie is an amazing vocalist. I don't
Yeah.
care if you don't like what he's saying. You can't deny his fucking talent.
No. He's one of the pillars of the scene too, so.
Yeah, it's crazy where he is now. Good for him. Anyway, killer vocalist, sells the story. Very fucking, man, it's just, he just, like I said before, both sides of the story are being told here.
Yeah.
The harmonies right before the chorus just always get me.
Mm-hmm.
I really love it. And the guitars all sound great. And that's kind of something, I'm kind of picky on guitar tone, and State Champs have never had bad guitar tones in my life.
No. Dude, all around, they're like one of the best bands in this scene. Like,
Yeah, they've done a lot with just 3 full-length albums out.
yeah.
Is that all they got, right?
It's insane. They blew the fuck up after this album too.
Yeah,
like,
they did. I think it's because they went on a tour. a
they
specific
went on tour with the Wonder Years,
I thought it was
like right after this album came out.
I saw that tour, but that's 2017. This came out in 2015. I'm pretty sure they were with the Day to Remember. That's what Jamie was telling me.
No, well, they were because I saw them with A Day to Remember. I saw them play right after this album came out. They played with the Wonder Years though, because we saw them. I saw them in Chicago right after this album. Was it Chicago or? Dude, I've seen these guys play a lot.
I've seen them once.
I think this might be one of the bands that I've seen the most. But one night that sticks out to me, it was when, or not. What I'm trying to get at is that You Blew It opened up for them. It was in Chicago because I remember Dan from the Wonder Years. Like we saw it in this old theater, and the hotel that we stayed in looked like American Horror Story hotel. But You Blew It opened up for him. I can't remember the band that was after that. And then it was State Champs, then the Wonder Years.
That sounds like a killer lineup. I think I must have saw them. I don't remember You Blew It when I saw them in Florida because the State Champs was there. I went for the Wonder Years, and then I just somehow forgot that State Champs was going to be there. And then State Champs came on stage. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, and then like that same trip, I got food poisoning, and it fucking sucked. I got food poisoning before we saw them.
Oh.
So the whole day driving to Chicago, I was like getting ready to fucking puke my brains out. And then once we got to Chicago, some guy made fun of my fucking joggers, and I just felt like shit overall. My friend Travis was just like laughing his ass off at me. But yeah, I've seen these guys so much. I saw them play in Iowa City the night before they played with A Day to Remember in West Des Moines. And I almost would say that seeing A Day to Remember live is awesome, but the small, intimate feel of this State Champ show just before they like blew up, was amazing because they played at Gabe's and we were front row, and everybody, I felt like I had everybody in attendance crawling over me at some point in this show, and it was the most fun I've ever had at a concert.
Really?
It was great. Just being up in the moment, knowing that the next day I get to do this all over again was so fucking cool. So I really like these guys.
That's a fucking great experience. Roper, what's your next song, my man?
This is sorry. I've had a long day, guys. I've had a long day, okay? I picked How Will I Find a Place If I'm How Will I Find Peace If I'm Buried on the Highway by Kenny Hoopla.
She's gonna cut my hair off. I don't care. She's gonna
Kenny Hoopla is this mashup between punk, emo, and I almost want to say he's got some hip hop vibes to him.
Yeah.
Too.
Sure.
He's got a song with this other artist that I like called Nothing Nowhere, and that guy really blurs the lines between emo and hip hop and punk music. Where I've seen Nothing Nowhere live, and he plays full live band sets, and his music's pretty sad. But this song is pretty sad too. So I wanted to touch on a little bit of the emo side of the Pop Punk Emo Supremo podcast. Finally,
only 6 episodes in.
I know, right? We got to earn that name, bruh.
I know.
I've seen this guy like kind of like popping up everywhere. He just featured with Travis Barker just featured on one of his songs.
Damn.
Playing drums.
I didn't realize he was that big.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I saw it on that Wonder Years playlist that you sent to me.
Oh, no
song.
shit,
yeah.
Really?
So he's kind of, I wrote down that he's a mix between a emo, electronic, hip-hop, and the Smiths and Joy Division, which, are you familiar with either of those bands?
When you said the Smiths, I kind of doubted you. I don't hear a Smiths influence.
I can hear it in the guitar part. The melancholic.
I'll listen to it again with that.
Yeah.
That mindset.
And then the Joy Division part for sure. I
don't even know
definitely
Joy
hear it.
Division.
Joy Division is like a I want to say 80s punk band that their singer had epilepsy and he died too soon. So a lot of people like it's a lot of like mid 2000s pop punk bands influence, and he's just like they're kind of like monotone when they sing. I like it. I appreciate it, but I don't think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know?
Yeah, the sliced bread was pretty fucking dope.
It's fucking hell of an invention. Like the wheel and fire. But yeah, this guy is like blowing up, and I think he's going to be like a crucial part to this whole scene that MGK is like opening up with pop punk. And
I could see that.
I definitely would say keep your eye out on Kenny Hoopla.
I fucking really like the hook of this song.
Yeah, which part is that that you're talking about?
Gonna cut my hair.
She's gonna cut my
But I don't care. I don't know why it just works. It's like so simple but powerful, and it works.
I like the part where they're like they say you clean up nice, you look like a dead man, She say you dress up nice, and I feel like a dead man. Have you ever just like felt where people are giving you compliments, but you're just like kind of just like out of it and you don't give a shit, and you're just like, yeah, but I'm still dead inside, you know?
I think in a certain way, but no one compliments me, so I have to
that's
like jump
bullshit.
I know.
I like the part too where he's like, culture's so claustrophobic, claws to prove it hurts so good, and the party's over, I'm still on your couch now, love. Yeah. If there's a line, I know you won't cross it. Take your time, but I might die. I don't.
Sad
it
boy
just
song.
feels like poetry to me, man.
Oh, it's poetry?
Poetry.
I like that you said that. I like when lyrics can be poetry. I like when it's not telling you what's happening, but it's like describing
it's
it in a
all
certain way.
it's like metaphorical, you know?
Yeah. It's either way. I think the hook is what made me like instantly like the song, and I think the lyricism behind it is what made me stay around.
I listened to a lot of his discography like right after I heard this song, and this guy's gonna blow up, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx him.
I want to. He's gonna blow the fuck up.
I don't want him to like end up like Lil Peep or something, you know, dead. Ugh. Hopefully not.
Thanks, yellow card. Anyway.
That's Juice WRLD, okay.
Fuck. See how much I know about rap and hip hop?
Yeah. I could get on a whole sub-genre of this whole podcast.
Nope.
With that. And
it's called the Pop Punk Emo Supremo podcast.
Yep.
I hurt your feelings.
That's all I got. He didn't hurt my feelings. I'm not like super avid into it, but I've got enough friends that listen to that emo rap that like I can kind of dig it, you know?
Yeah,
I just don't listen to it a lot because it makes me really fucking sad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but music makes me feel better. It doesn't make me
If
feel
I
sad.
listen to it too much, then I'm like, oh, I'm kind of depressed right now. I should probably like put on something like State Champs, you know? Make me happy.
Sometimes like it makes me feel like I'm not the only one in this mode.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's what makes me feel good.
There's comfort in it.
Roper.
But that's all I got, man.
You know what I got for you?
What you got for me?
One last song, and it really fits because there's been a lot of memes about it lately.
There is a shit ton of memes about this, dude.
And that song is called December by Neck Deep.
Which version?
The good one, not the one with Mark Hoppus.
I hope you got your ballroom floor, your perfect house with rose red doors.
Or Dashboard Confessional.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
It's they did a remix of it where he sings the Mark Hoppus parts basically, but have you heard, like, his voice is really like scratchy, so it's cool. But I like the original off the end of this album.
Yeah, the original is the one that I fell in love with, and then whenever the Mark Hoppus one dropped, I listened to it. I just listened to it. I was like, no, sorry. But then they have a full band version.
Yeah, that's on
Target.
That was a bonus. Yeah, I bought that CD at Target too.
Same.
Yep.
I actually bought this album and the State Champs album. That's so funny.
I bought that at Target too.
I just imagine us both at Target just barely missing each other.
I know. You would have. You probably would have been in Florida though.
No, I was when these dropped. I was still in Iowa.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. But I took these songs. I fell in love with them. Like the transition between Iowa and Florida.
When these albums dropped, we would when we found out that they were at Target, we used to take our lunch break, and we would go to Target and.
I bought them on my lunch break.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's fucking nuts.
I knew we'd be best friends.
I know, it's so fucking... I'm just falling in love, everyone. All right, December. Again, released 2015. In my behind what my interpretation of the song is, I just said yet another breakup song.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like, but what makes this breakup song work so well is the fucking, as Roper likes to call it, poetry.
The poetry.
Dude, the lyrics are fucking top notch. Ben has a better voice for music like this, in my personal opinion. Not that I think Ben has a lot of music or a lot of vocal editing and processing or what people who don't know anything about mixing and music would call auto-tune.
Yeah, you could hear it in their most recent album.
I mean, I can hear it throughout everything except the first EP. The first EP was
really raw,
very raw, and I mean that's what people fell in love with. That EP
I know, right?
Captured an audience.
He could never do that again though, because that would fuck up his voice so much.
It would. Let me get these lyrics, Roper.
Go for it.
Cast me aside to show yourself in a better light. I came out grieving, barely breathing, and you came out all right.
I love it. Cash me outside.
But I'm sure you'll take his hand. I hope he's better than I ever could have been. My mistakes were not intentions. This is a list of my confessions I couldn't say. Pain is never permanent, but tonight it's killing me. That line,
I love it,
comes up in my life a lot. And I have to remind myself that this isn't permanent. It's going to go away.
Yeah.
Don't let it consume you.
This album...
This was probably my favorite album for a long time.
Mine too, man. This is definitely my favorite Neck Deep album.
I really liked The Peace and the Panic. Believe it or not, a lot of people didn't like it as much as this one.
I came back to that one though.
It was very close to me, and and that one came out when I was in Florida. I'd been there for a few years, and wow, I don't know why, but that album really got to me. Yeah. But anyway, this album is the album that I was like, wow, Neck Deep is something more than a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, kind of thing, they because their first album didn't really go off as opposed to the EPs.
This album, all right, so Peace and the Panic and this album are kind of very brother albums.
Yeah.
Their first album, I forgot what it's called. But that one's heavier. Yeah. Heavy rocky kind of pop punk music. Yeah. And there's a couple of really good fucking songs off there. Yeah. I will not say that. I will say that.
I like that. Yeah, I love that album.
But I didn't love it. I heard it and then I was just kind of yeah, it's something I might put on every now and again, but it's not something I'm going to put on repeat.
Yeah, I kind of have a weird relationship with Neck Deep because I found their first EP and I heard a part of me just like everybody else did. Mm-hmm. But that song was huge when it came out. Just because the vocals in it, I shouldn't say you never heard vocals like that, but just it was a weird, unique song that definitely caught your attention because this guy just screaming out all of his feelings in the song. And then you got that nice little girl part in it too. Yeah. But then I just kind of I listened to the first two EPs, kind of dropped off, missed their first album completely, and then once they started getting really back into pop punk, it was like right around when Life's Not Out to Get You, and this album was definitely just a summer album for me.
Oh man, I was so sick of hearing "Can't Kick Up the Roots" for whatever reason.
Oh yeah,
and I listened to it again recently, and I was like, why did I hate this song?
It's so good.
It is a good song, but at the time when this album came out, that was like the only song people would talk about off it because it was one of the singles.
I think it was the first single.
Yeah, I believe so too. Anyway, I got more poetry for you.
Yeah.
I hope you get your ballroom floor, your perfect house with rose red doors. I'm the last thing you'd remember. It's been a long, lonely December. I wish I had known that less is more, but I was passed out on the floor. That's the last thing I remember. It's been a long, lonely December. I have had a very similar situation, but it happened after I listened to this song a million times. And I remember waking up on my floor and I was drunk and I was depressed and for whatever reason, the first thing that popped into my head was those lyrics. And I was just like, it's so funny that I'm following in these footsteps without trying to.
Yeah.
And I think it's a rite of passage for a lot of people. Not everyone by any means, but I think it's I think it's a part of growing up is making those mistakes.
Yeah. Because if you never made those, you would never learn from it, you know?
I feel like people who have made those mistakes and learned from them are the people that are great to get a drink with.
It might just,
anyone want to get a drink with me?
I'm trying to process what you just said. I'm sorry.
We're done here, Roper. I like the song. I think the song is such a beautifully written song.
It is.
Oh man,
it was kind of a sleeper for me too off of this album.
It was an instant hit for me.
Yeah,
it was an instant hit for me. The instruments are more diverse than most pop punk songs, and I don't need to hear the lyrics. I could just hear the instruments in the song.
That
to,
guitar
put me in
intro
the
is
same
so
mood.
nice.
Oh yeah,
it's
I think this song's really special. I really do. I think a lot of Neck Deep songs are special, but I think this one's always going to be one of their number one songs.
Yeah. And it's kind of having a second life now with all the memes. Yeah, with all the memes.
Have you have I ever told you my seeing Neck Deep live story?
Well, no.
So this is funny. So it was at Warped Tour.
Okay.
And Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties was playing at the same time.
Nice.
Neck Deep was, and I was like, well, fuck, what do I pick? Do I go for the big band that I haven't seen before, or do I go for Aaron West, who just released that album that's Dan Campbell? And I stayed for the Aaron West show. And then as soon as it ended, I ran over to the Neck Deep song, or Neck Deep show, and I literally heard the last line in the song.
And that was it?
It was it. And I was like, that was great.
Good job, guys.
I really enjoyed it.
I've seen these guys a lot, too.
Just that one part for me. Just one line of a song.
Man. Hey, but I don't think I would have missed out on Aaron West either.
I think it was super special because Dan was still kind of learning guitar at the time.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it was.
Was he just playing by himself?
He was just by himself.
I think that's around the same Warped Tour that I saw him play.
Yeah, it's 2014 or 15.
Yeah, I think it was 15.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I can't remember for sure. But anyway, those are songs that we've been listening to.
Yeah.
I like this segment. I think we're going to keep it this way.
I do too. This was it's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's a lot less stressful than having to find listen. I'm not saying I don't like listening to new music, but it's a lot less stressful trying to look for new singles that come out. And sometimes some weeks we just can't find them.
Yeah, or it's really hard, and it's we want to bring stuff that we feel like our listeners would want to listen to. And I feel like there's been a couple times we talked about some songs that maybe didn't align with those views. And at least in my perspective. And this is different. Now we can talk about songs that are new, and we can talk about songs that are old that we have, either just found or just reconnected with.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's great.
But
and I think you guys are going to enjoy this segment a lot more as time goes on because we both can just talk about music for hours, as you can tell.
Yeah. We don't have a problem.
No.
Roper, let's go on to our album of the week.
Album of the week.
Each week, we showcase an album that is near and dear to our hearts, or we just kind of fucking dig.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was an album that I would have never thought to talk about, but when we did talk about it, I was really happy because I got to re-explore this record in its entirety. And I was someone who picked singles off this record.
Yeah.
And I listened to it all the way through, and I remembered how much of a fucking bop it is all the way through.
Yeah.
And that album is Old Bones by Broadside.
Yes.
How fucking... I'm really excited to talk about this.
I am too. This was almost week 3's pick by me.
I didn't know that.
I had to hold off though because like then we were just getting our first interview and this is a special album for me. This is that same year 2015, man, where everything, like all the stars aligned for pop punk that year.
Yeah,
just all these great albums, and these guys fucking knocked it out of the park with this one.
Oh, and yeah, for
their first album.
So with last week we had Ben's from You Mean Everyone We Knows voice clips. I got to call him on a Skype call, and then I was thinking while this was happening, how cool would it be if we had them on the podcast and talked about these songs, about what they wrote, right? And actually, I have a surprise for you, Roper.
What?
I'm joking.
I was gonna say, you motherfucker.
No, dude, I wish. That
would have been cool.
Yeah, I'm such an asshole. I'm sorry.
I'm so gullible, man.
But I did reach out to Broadside. This is what I said. I said, hey, Broadside, my pal Roper and I are huge fans of your band, and we wanted to make the bold attempt to reach out and ask if you'd be interested in joining us on our podcast and discussing your album Old Bones. Each week we discuss our favorite records, and we've been trying to add some band members themselves to go deep into the behind the scenes fun facts and lyrics of their work. We would love to have you. Please let us know if you're interested. They didn't let us know, Roper.
That's okay.
It is okay. They're a little bit, Roper described it as they were too big for our britches.
They might be.
But that is something we want to try to focus on. We want to reach out to artists that would like to come on. There are so many stories behind albums and the lyrics they write, and like, man, all I want to do is focus and bring something to the table that maybe not a lot of people know about. Yeah, and
it's unfortunate that we couldn't reach out to them in time, to get them on, but I have actually had the chance to talk to Oliver, their lead singer, and he is such a nice, humble dude. Like,
I've heard good things about him.
He took the time out of he took his own time out to talk to me about this album when it came out. I saw them play at the Muse, R.I.P., and it was just him and their guitar player, Dorian, at the time, which Dorian's in a new band called Never Kept, which is great. But I kind of cornered Oliver. I have this weird thing of, like, when I get really excited and I see band members or, like, people that I idolize, I kind of corner them and just want to, like, talk about everything that they make. So I had the chance to actually, like, talk to him at this show, and it was an acoustic set, so it was quiet in there and we can actually have a conversation. And I was like asking him about what his favorite songs off of this album were, and I think he said like Playing in Traffic. He wrote a song about his brother, The Simple Type. The song's called The Simple Type. Damaged Kids was another favorite of his, and his picks might have changed because this is a 5-year-old album, but thank you to him for actually like letting me like
corner him
and like talk to him. And I was just like, at the time I was just such a shitty person. Not like, I was just like rude because like I was like, well, yeah, those songs are great, but I really like these ones, and I feel so bad about it. Like,
it's just learning, dude.
And he was so nice, and he still just kept the conversation going. And actually, I have a picture with him on my Instagram. So
he's smiling.
I am like,
I love it. So it's such a fucking. It makes my heart feel full, dude.
It's exciting because like we said earlier, we don't really have a lot of people to share these things with. You know. Around here,
we
at
have
least.
all you guys.
Now we have all of our pop punk fans,
But man, that's really cool. I'm really happy to hear that bands like that really. I mean, like, to me, all I want to do is talk about my music, and like, so if I were in their shoes and you came up to me and then you were like, I don't like those ones as much as these ones, I'd be like, dude, I fucking like those ones too.
Yeah.
You know,
I fucking wrote them, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he probably likes all his music.
That's one of those like foot and mouth situations where I'm like, God damn it, Roper. Like,
oh, dude, I've done
I
the
know
same
you're
thing.
excited, but chill the fuck out.
I do the same thing. Darby gave me this super great advice, and he was like, instead of going up and like mumble talking through, you know, like, and like making things awkward with like your heroes that are your band, just go up and say, hey, thanks for your album, it really helped me. And I was like, every time I hear that, I've been in situations like that, and I've used that, and like it makes me feel good because then I gave them an honest answer about like that, and I'm not making them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then if they want to like continue talking about it, like they will. You know?
I wish I got my cousin's advice 5 years ago.
It's okay.
But I've gotten better.
Yeah, dude.
About cornering people.
Can you fucking start this?
All right. So this album was released in 2015. Is their first full-length album, and Oliver Baxter's first album with the band. This is the first, or this album's the last to feature any original members of Broadside.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I think at the time, the drummer was the only original member. Mm-hmm. And then after this album came out, he went and moved to California to, I don't know, I think he's like in design. So he like draws tattoos, and I think he might be a barber too. I don't know. But these guys have, the original like incarnation of Broadside has been around since 2010. So they found Oliver playing on YouTube. I can't remember what song he was playing, but he was playing his uke and singing on there. And like this guy's voice is like, you can tell the R&B and soul influence behind his voice, which kind of makes him unique to this scene. And if you see him live, you definitely can tell, because he never sings his songs the same way.
Oh, that's so cool.
Like, especially if it's acoustic, like he just puts so much passion and soul into his words and his lyrics that like you can hear him sing a song like with the full band and it sounds the way that it does on the record. But if you hear him play it acoustic, it's just completely different. And it's really nice to have that diversity in your arsenal, excuse me.
I appreciate that. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I like I said, like I've been a fan of these guys since I heard this record. And I think I found it through like, might have been Pandora at the time. It would just pop up.
You ever use Groove Shark?
Groove Shark? I was never a Groove Shark guy.
It's like you were either a Pandora or a Groove Shark guy back at the time, and now it's Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah, like, and I think they blew up too because they use social media to their advantage. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like an I Prevail situation, except for they wrote their own music, so to get famous. And
get into the first song, Roper. I'm excited.
So the first song, we can't talk about Broadside without actually talking about the song that
made them big,
which brought me into being a fan of Broadside, and that's Coffee Talk.
I have so much to say about this song.
Okay, I didn't know if you had yours listed like I did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're all solid here. So I have a funny story.
Go ahead.
So the song starts with, lately all I want to do is lay around with you and complain about the youth, right?
Yeah.
So, and fucking awesome catchy opener.
Dude.
And then he goes, but he sings it like, lately all I want to do is lie around with you and complain about the youth. So my buddy, when I moved to Florida for the second time and lived with my friend Ray, I played the song a lot for whatever reason. At the time, that's when I was enjoying it. And then Ray would hear it so often that like he would just say, lately, all I want. And then like then it turned into a meme where we'd be like just talking, and I'd be like, yeah, dude, like just lately, and he'd be like, lately. So now anytime, and I mean anytime I hear the word lately, my brain instantly
You're
just
triggered?
shoves that out. No, I'm not triggered. I just say it. I'm just like Jamie will be like, oh yeah, like lately at work, I'm like, lately. And she'll give me the death glare, you know? And I'm like
a nervous tick that you have now.
It is. It's like PTSD.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, going to the song, Roper, I feel like you're gonna have more background than I do.
So these guys, like, to get information about this album, they have this like 8-minute commentary thing on Spotify. I don't know if you listened to it.
I did not.
But it kind of gives you some more insight about the album. I don't know why I'm struggling to talk, but so
You're starstruck by me.
I am. I'm always starstruck by you. You mean the front man of Leaving Warren?
Can that be a meme now?
That's definitely a meme. No, you're not a meme, buddy. But this song, he had said that this song's just about like a first date or like getting to know someone, and you're just so invested. And he's not like he's not a drinker, so if you ever see him, he's always got like coffee in his hand and stuff. He's like such a little hipster dude. He's cool. And so obviously the song's called Coffee Talk, but it's like him trying to go on a date with a girl and not going with the social norms. So he's frequenting in like coffee shops or a Waffle House, you know, what he says in the song, and just staying up all night trying to learn everything that he can about this date that he's got, you know, which is very cool. Like, we've all been in that position where like you meet someone and you're so like enthralled with them. You're just like, I want to know every single thing about you. Like, and then like
it's that puppy dog love.
Yeah. And once you leave them, you're just like, wait, we'll come back.
Yeah, there's a lot of lyrics in here that made me nervous, like reading them. As in, like, I was like, oh man, that's not healthy. That's not healthy behavior. But I think everyone does it. I think it's something that you go, especially like when you're young and you experience brand new love.
Yeah.
What else you got in this one?
That's basically my interpretation on it too. I just fucking dig the vocals in this song. Like, he's one of my favorite. Not only like is he a good vocalist, but like his lyrics are amazing too.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts though, and I think it's like it's like right at the end before the last chorus where he's like, my chest ignites when I hear you speak. Miss your company long before you leave.
I like hear like the backing things in there. Oh man.
Your scent, it lingers all within my sheets, and your touch, girl, brings me to my knees. Girl. Dude, yeah, just the way that he sings it just like gets you so fucking like. You ever, I don't know, when I listen to music and I hear good vocals or like hear something that sticks out, like my whole body just tenses up.
Oh, really? I get like these little tingles on my neck.
I get chills, or I get just like, my body gets tense. I'm like, oh yeah, that was fucking great.
So my favorite part about the song is, so in the beginning, it's like, first of all, amazing hook. Lately, all I want to do is lay around with you. But then, as the song goes on, so they start the song with the chorus, which is kind of cool. I like when bands do that. And then, but when the next chorus kicks in, there's just like this this section between the first verse and the chorus where like the drums just do like the oh man, it's powerful and it's good and it just sounds so good. I'm just so happy about that part. I wrote down, damn girl, you don't even know, looking at my eyes, staring at my soul. I forgot how to be alone, stay up all night when you're not at home.
I love that part too.
Dude, I just like when you're in like a brand new love, you know, like it's what you think about constantly.
I know, and you can't get that person or that feeling like out of your mind no matter how hard you try.
I just like that the song isn't like I'm so happy. No, it's like, it's fucking got some grit to it.
Yeah, and they're finding a common interest, you know? They're just like complaining about the youth.
As I would do.
I'm a weathered old man now.
I like complain more about actual old men than I do the youth, though.
Yeah.
Or old people, I shouldn't say old men.
Yeah, like a lot of old people just need to like chill the fuck out.
They need to.
Besides my grandparents. My grandparents are rad.
Sometimes mine are great. Anyway, anything more for this song?
Fucking great song. If you guys haven't heard it, you're gonna hear it and you're gonna be like, damn.
Oh yeah.
I love this song. I do have kind of a special story behind this song though.
Oh.
So my friend Travis got married to his longtime girlfriend, fiance, now his wife, and they played this song at their wedding, just at their reception. Mm-hmm. And it was just this special moment between us three because they're like two of my best friends. Like they're always there for me, you know.
They sound like Lily Marshall, and then you're the Ted. Of
I'm
I'm
definitely fucking Ted, dude. Like, but yeah, it was one of those things where right away it's like, lately all I want to do, and I lock eyes with Lauren and then I lock eyes with Travis. We just meet in the middle of the dance floor. We're just like pointing in the air singing this song. It was like, that day was such a special day for them, but not only them, like all their friends. And I'm so happy that we got to have that like moment of us three just like enjoying our favorite song. Like this is one of the pillars to our friendship. So I
nice.
love this. It's got a different meaning to me now.
You sound like the one episode of The Office where one of the main characters that escapes me right now is getting married.
It's probably Jim.
No, it wasn't that one. It was Phyllis. Phyllis was getting married, and then Michael was like, "This is a big day for me."
I do remember that. I've barely
and I was
seen,
like, "That was Roper."
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, it was a special day because I'd been with those guys like
thick and
since
thin.
the beginning of their like relationship.
It's amazing how weddings are like not just for the people getting married. You know, like, there's a lot of connections that make people work.
That was like one of the first. This is gonna sound really shitty, but like that was one of the first weddings where like I didn't go and I was like, all right, free beer, you know. I'm like, no, I actually want to see these friends get married.
Aww.
You know? And then I got some other friends that got married like 2 or 3 years ago. I enjoyed that wedding too, but
big old
it
sweetie
sounds so
Roper.
shitty.
Roper, what's the next one?
I picked for the second song that I want to talk about
Is Come and Go.
I put Damaged Kids.
No!
But we can talk about Come and Go.
Okay, let's do that one. Let's do that first.
I should've married you. You should've carried my name. Feels like I buried you. Looks like you did the
This song is basically like about the one that got away.
Yeah, and it's done really well.
It is, dude. This is my favorite song off this album.
Really?
I think it's really fucking catchy.
I find it really funny that everyone I talk to about this record that like knows it fairly well has a different favorite song.
Yeah.
Because mine isn't Coffee Talk, and I figured that's what everyone's would have been, and I always thought it was weird for it not being Coffee Talk. It's a close second for me, though.
I don't really know if that's like weird, but
it just seems like that's the band's song. Like that's the song that is like they're always going to end their sets on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, but yeah, go on and tell me about Come and Go since it's your favorite.
Like I said, I think it's my interpretation of it. It's about the one that got away and like the memories that they shared together. But if he stays like stuck on this person, he's not going to be able to move on in life. And so he just needs to bury the past and keep going, you know?
Yeah, there's I've been in a scenario like that. But the line that ring around your finger says you're better now.
Yeah.
Man, that one hit me. Actually, and I was reading through the lyrics, and at the end it was like talking about how like they were gonna I wrote it down here.
I should have married you. You should have carried my name. Feels like I buried you. Looks like you did the same.
Fucking dope. But that's the one I was talking about, Roper. I meant this. Should have ran after you, chasing your car through the rain. The tears that clouded your eyes. Now I'm just screaming at your grave.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. Is this a song about a girl moving on and getting married to somebody else? Or is this a song about this girl dying and this guy not having the opportunity to be married? I was talking to my girlfriend about it today, and she thinks it's just an analogy, which would make a lot of sense.
I think it is an analogy, or it's like the end of his life. He like goes to her grave and he's like telling her all these things. This is just me spitballing.
That's kind of a cool idea.
Spitballing right now, but
yeah,
I think it's definitely just him like burying the past and the memories and trying not to stay stuck on that one that got away, because I mean, if you stay stuck on one person that doesn't want to value your time or doesn't think of you in that way anymore, you're just gonna waste a lot of time.
I like the line, talk to me, girl, what am I supposed to do now?
Just a little caught up in getting over you.
It's actually in overcoming you.
Overcoming you.
Oh, Roper, what a fake
bad.
fan. I would have gotten it wrong.
Shut the fuck up.
Roper, it's not nice. Memories of the night that I can't shake. Polaroids in my bed reflecting better days. I really like that.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a cool line. That anytime I like really appreciate a line that I don't think I could come up with, I'm always like, yeah, that's cool. I really like that. They did a really good job writing this one.
I really like the part where he's just like, oh wait, you already talked about it. Shit. But I like the part where he's like, though many come and go, well, it's just not the same. Comfort she'll never know. Beppy, you're not to blame. There's a story behind that Beppy part, and only one person will appreciate it. So there you go, Travis.
I feel like Travis is like our diehard listener, and a couple of other people, honestly, too.
Yeah.
But every time you say Travis's name, I just think in the back of my head, I'm like, Travis is gonna like this episode.
Yeah,
I met Travis one time.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
What?
One of my best friends.
That's better.
I think I have a collective of 5 best friends. So
Ooh, I'm gonna fucking make number one day. I make him spend a lot of time with me on this podcast.
Hey, I appreciate it.
But I did steal our Buzzsprouts $20 gift.
Yeah, what'd you get me with that $10?
I was looking today, no joke, and I could not find something that I felt was good enough for you at that moment, so I'm gonna look again later.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm probably just gonna spend the full $20 on you because you can't buy anything good for $10.
Thanks, buddy. This song fucking rules, man. You like a nice song that'll make you bounce. This is your song off that album.
I agree. What's the next one?
I am gonna go back to Damaged Kids. And this song, this is a deeper song for him. I feel like it's about him. Like, I heard on the Lead Singer Syndrome podcast.
Oh, he was on there?
Yeah.
I know listen to that.
He's one of my favorite interviews off of that one because, like, this kid has been, I shouldn't say kid, he's older than me, but, like, he's been through so much in his life. Like, when he was born, like, his dad, like, left, like, and left him and his mom were, like, homeless until, like, he was, like, 4. And then he moved, like, they would, like, sleep in parks and stuff, and, like, I like when people are vulnerable and they can actually like tell you their backstory. And like he ended up moving to Virginia with his mom and his grandparents shortly after that, and that's how he like got not a stepbrother, but like he ended up getting a brother out of it and kind of turned his life around. But you know, he kind of had that, like his grandfather was his dad, but you know, like if you grew up in that situation, like you always want to know, like, why the fuck was I not good enough, you know? Yeah. And it's not necessarily, like, his fault. I don't really relate to that, but thank you for the song, though.
I didn't know any about that backstory. I didn't take any of that away from this. Or was that not really a part of it?
It's not really a part of it. It's just kind of, like, some of the... coming to like the conclusion of hearing that podcast and then like reading the lyrics of this song, but it's like kind of shows he battles with depression. He's battled with depression his whole life and stuff, and like he's had to like postpone tours just because like he's come to these like realizations, or life just like smacks him down and he's had to like step back and figure himself out, and then put the music on the back burner for himself, which I appreciate that because you definitely need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But my interpretation of the song is it's about like dealing with depression at a young age, and like with him, his dad not being in his life, you know, and it carrying over into like his adult life, and just like pressing through life, always having to deal with that aspect of depression, you know. Mm-hmm. And it also kind of dives into this like the perspective of someone watching everyone grow or give up on, like, they like either grow up or they like just give up on life and just stay stuck in the same like towns doing the same thing that they've been doing since they like graduated high school and stuff. The song hit me at a good time because like I'm sorry. This song hit me like when I first heard it, I think I was 22 or 23, and the age like 19, 20, 21 were like really hard years for me because reality kind of just like fucked me up. I moved away, went to college. I moved 2 hours away, not as far as you, but like I moved to college, and like the harsh realities of life hit me like the first week I went to college. Like I like ended up like living in my apartment by myself for a week, and I've never lived by myself at the time, so I'm like going crazy, and I'm kind of a shy person, so it was really hard for me to like meet new people. And then like I think I ended up like getting like a flat tire like a week later, and like having to like, that was my first like real like smack in the face, like dealing with money and stuff. And then like fast forward a year later, like I moved in with some friends from high school, and like just kind of just wasted away my life for a whole year, and just fucking it was rough. It was hard because I was doing a lot of shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And I ended up dropping out of college, and it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to like tell my parents about, because I felt like the biggest piece of shit ever. So like that was life kind of smacking me down. Then I ended up like moving back in with my parents, and things got a little bit better, but I still like had no fucking direction, and just like living in their basement, like working a shitty job, and just kind of questioning like, what the fuck am I doing with myself? What am I going to do with myself? Then I started working like manual labor, and shit got kind of better, but still fucking sucked. But yeah, it's just like
I feel like I'm in that part of my life kind of in a lot of ways, and also I feel like I'm figuring it out slowly.
Yeah,
you know, it's like that nice transitional phase.
It's you're groomed your whole life, like go to school, go to college, you'll get a good job, everything's gonna work out, but they don't tell you like how life actually works, like how finances work, or like how you are gonna have to sacrifice time to go work a shitty job, or just like
I've worked a lot of shitty
I have
jobs.
too. It's just, and it's like you kind of, I don't know, I grew up with the mentality of like, what the fuck do these people think of me now? I had so many like, I had such like high hopes after high school, and now look at me like right back where I started. I felt like I let a lot of people down, and this song like kind of helped me out with that.
That's how I felt when I moved back from Florida. It's like no one expected me to come back because I thought, oh, he's going to do such big things. It just wasn't the case, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, and sometimes you got to come back and recoup, and you got to like you have to look at yourself in a new light.
Yeah.
And you have to like figure out a path. It's not easy, and I hate when people get it right away.
Yeah.
Because it's like, honestly, I'm happy for you. But there are a lot of people that just have a hard time understanding what they're meant to do with their life.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that just land on their feet a lot. And
good for, I'm not even like trying to bring them down. I'm just trying to like say, man, sometimes it sucks on the other end.
There's a lot of people that do struggle, you know, with becoming an adult. I'm one of them. Like, you get stuck in these same routines, and life just passes you by, and then you just kind of like look around and realize, oh shit, like, am I like fucking up right now? And like that might be a realization moment where like you're just getting your footing, and you're just like becoming the person that you want to be now, you know? I don't know. This got into a pretty deep meaning.
I was gonna say that. So what about the song?
Yeah. But I think this just has to deal with like depression and trying to move on from it and get out of those ruts, you know?
Yeah, out of the funk, man.
Yeah. Some of the lyrics that I like, Don't sink because I know it's tough. Said you saw it coming, weren't prepared enough. You want to doubt that you deserve to be loved? Just keep your head up. I swear that you belong. Such a powerful
I like that. I like that a lot.
Just the ending of it. Like, just keep your head up. I swear that you belong. It's the line that was like, okay, maybe I do belong to something. You know, maybe things will get better if I actually just try. You know,
the thing is like humans are social creatures.
Yeah.
They're like, a lot of people say that like, oh, I don't want to talk. I hate everybody. I don't want to talk to. And it's like people are like that are just like, it's not true.
It's not true.
Like people are happier when they're surrounded by people that care about them. And that's what this song is trying to like. Yeah. It's like, keep your head up. There are people here that care about you.
There is a certain subgroup that you will find that fucking loves you and would do anything to be around you. And like, there's been times in my life where I've surrounded myself with the wrong people and I didn't feel that love that I once felt from them because they were either like drinking friends or just people that you like grow apart from.
Yeah. And that sucks. That's so hard.
It's a harsh reality, man.
I got my favorite line. Can I tell you that?
Absolutely.
Isolation. It gets the best of me. The world progresses while I'm chasing dreams. I question everything before I dive right in. Am I a recluse or just a damaged kid? So I really like that because like I question everything, which seems kind of like a throwaway line, but to me it's like that's exactly where I'm fucking at.
That's your personality too.
Yeah, dude. I just think and it just never does me a lot of favors. Sometimes like I can go into a conversation with somebody like looking like I know it all within that context because I thought about what happened and you know, I'm good at that, but it's also it's more of a curse than a blessing.
Yeah. But I had those same lyrics written down too, so
I had yours too.
But yeah, like I kind of related to that too, just because like I felt like so much time from the age of 19 to 25 really just like so much shit had just passed me by because I was just stuck doing the same thing over and over again. I knew I was tired of it, but I'd still like it was normal. And I wasn't ready to grow up I still don't think I'm ready to grow up, but like I just have a better sense on life now.
Everyone has their own pace.
And like I spent a lot of time like, why doesn't this happen to me? Or like, why is this person getting this opportunity? Turns out a lot of shit you actually have to work for, you know?
Which is the worst.
The worst.
Clearly.
But I'm glad I learned that lesson. I'm glad like I can actually like talk about it too.
So speaking of like you saying 25, so I'm 25, right?
Yeah.
So at the line, and even at 25, it starts with that, and I'm like, okay, I'm like listening. I find myself in silence, my shaking voice is screaming out, but I still prefer the quiet. All my friends moved on or gave up on themselves. I can't commit to anything except the words escaping my mouth.
Except the words escape my mouth. I love that.
It's funny because like I don't relate with this a lot. In not a lot, but he's like, my shaking voice is screaming out, but I still prefer the quiet.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
and I'm someone who has to have noise around them at all times.
Yeah,
or else I like just fucking get into my head.
There's been plenty of times where I've just came over and like chilled when we weren't like out drinking, and you just like, are you okay, dude? And they're like, yeah, dude, just chilling.
Yeah, dude, I can't stand. I feel like something's wrong. I don't know what it is. I've always been like that, or at least my adult life I have.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I was an only child.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time by myself.
See, like I have a younger sister, which like she's the fucking best, but like we've got a 5-year difference. So when she was like 6, I was 11. So I'm doing 11-year-old things, and she's just being a little kid, you know. And so, like, I spent a lot of time by myself as well. Not saying, like, eventually, like, when I was a teenager, I would, like, prefer to be by myself at home. But, I mean, what teenager doesn't, you know?
I like being alone. I just don't like the silence that can develop from it. And I've had people just be like, hey, just sit in your bed alone, no sound. Just do it. And I'm like, no.
I don't like that either.
Okay, so it's like not just me.
Yeah, the only time where it has to be like complete silence around me is when I go to bed, and I can't even like fucking sleep in complete silence anymore. I get scared.
Oh, you
I
do?
have a fan on, dude.
I watch Forensic Files.
That put me right to sleep.
I love Forensic Files. I've seen all of it. All like 2,000 episodes.
Is there really that much?
I don't remember how many, but
I doubt it.
There's like 40 to like 60 episodes per season. There's 9 seasons.
That's fucking too much for me, dude.
Not from my mind.
The perfect show is 13 episodes a season.
Oh, yeah, and like a show that connects each episode. But
Yeah.
like each episode of Forensic Files is its own thing.
No. Yeah. About lost the episode because they lost your water.
All right, Roper, go to the next one. Or unless you got some more.
No, that's basically all I have on Damaged Kids. It's a really good, heartfelt song. If you guys feel alone, definitely check it out. This song that
I'm just in pain. Laugh, please.
sorry I killed you.
That's all right.
But this song that I picked is not. I think a lot of people would skip over this next one that I picked because it's not really a full-length song. It's just kind of an interlude. But this is where that commentary comes in because you kind of like get to hear like the meaning behind this song. Sorry. And he had said something about like it was their last day in the studio and he didn't know if he wanted to do like a full-length song or an acoustic track, but then he just kind of freestyled this whole song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I really appreciate that. The song is called A Light in the Dark. And there's a deep meaning behind it too. He's like I said, he battles with depression and stuff, and he's like, this song. My interpretation of it is like him looking towards the future and like what legacy he would leave behind for his fans and his family, you know. Mm-hmm. And let's see what I actually wrote down. The song is about him becoming the man he wants to be and the legacy he's leaving behind. Also, like who will like or how they will remember him when he's gone. And that's something that like I kind of struggle with a lot too. I try to make the best impression on everybody so that way when I do leave or when I am gone, they're just like, man, that Roper was such a nice guy or like such a good dude. And I'm sure there's people out there that say the complete opposite, but you know,
yeah, I'm sure you'll sell out your funeral.
Yeah. They don't listen to this podcast though.
Dude, I want to talk about these lyrics.
Yeah, I actually wrote down the whole fucking song.
Me too.
Yeah.
How about you just read them off? Or wait, can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Dude, so I like this a lot. Have I won the race, embraced all my pain, told my family enough that I value our name? And if the weight of the world pulls me from my feet, drags me to the ground, my chest trying to breathe, I just want to be known as the man who didn't sink.
The man who didn't fucking sink, dude.
The line that really gets me is told my family enough that I value our name.
Yeah, I love
because
that.
I've never been close to my family, but man,
Yeah.
my family's full of great people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I am one of 2, so it's just me and my cousin Kegan.
Yeah.
And we're the only boys in our family that has the last name Talbot.
Oh, really?
So we have to reproduce in order to continue our family name.
Yeah, I'm the only like one in my family, like immediate family that has. I'm the only boy that has the last name Crippen. Like my cousin Justin does, but that wasn't his original last name, so.
Oh, doesn't count, Justin.
Doesn't count, Justin. He won't listen to this either, so.
Let's talk some shit. No, it's fine.
No.
I think when you freestyle something, or like when you're kind of coming off of the tip of like your brain,
Yeah.
that's when some good shit happens. They say that like the best songs in like bands' catalogs are written and like without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
They just write themselves essentially.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell this one is, and like, I appreciate it just because it's all improv, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just him feeling what he feels.
The instruments in this was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because it was like an acoustic song, but not at the same time.
I think it was just like meant to be an interlude, and he's like, just let me make some love in the studio.
Yeah.
And
Bands don't do that anymore.
No.
I like that.
No.
I like that a lot. You got anything more on this one?
I don't. I really enjoy this song, and I really like that. I just want to be known as the man who didn't sink. Like, he doesn't want to be looked at as like, oh, he gave up, you know? So that's all I got for that.
Dude, fucking deep yet again. Super excited about the next one.
Yeah, our last one. I know you guys were like, you can't talk about Broadside without talking about Storyteller. Because this was their first single before Coffee
really?
Talk. Yeah.
This is my favorite song they've ever
There's
done.
2 different versions of this song.
Oh, what's the other one?
The other one, I mean, it's just mixed different. So
Sure, I might have to listen to that one.
his voice is a little bit higher pitched in that first one. And I think they released it as like when this was probably their first single that they wrote with him. And but dude, this song fucking slaps.
I love it a lot. I like, man, the lyrics about this one.
Yeah.
You want to jump into them, or you got something else?
My interpretation of it though is just like I feel like it's about a relationship not working out and trying to stay out of that, or like they're comfortable in this relationship, but one of him in this song, he is the one who's like, he's like, I love all your flaws, but they're like, this is as per like his words from that commentary. He's like, I love all your flaws, but they're not enough to like keep me around, you know? And like, you can get stuck in a state of being comfortable. That doesn't mean you're happy.
Yeah.
You know, just because you go through the motions in life does not make you a happy person. Sometimes it's crippling, dude. So,
yeah, I even in like, I think there's difficulties in every single relationship, right?
Yeah.
And you got to find out, like, is it worth it?
yeah.
And everyone has a different answer. And everyone, like, you can date somebody who you think is the best person in the world.
Yeah.
And they're not right for you.
Exactly.
They don't fit that puzzle piece that you have.
I know exactly how that feels.
And it's, man, so these lyrics, another fight and we're in silence. The room is torn to shit because when you scream, I just shut down and hang my heavy head. Well, is this it? But when we lay our heads, I'm still kissing you goodnight.
Yeah.
Dude, man, it's like it goes from left to right so quick. It's
Yeah.
like fight, but I love you.
I still love you.
Yeah, I still love you. I still care. And man, something about that. What a great intro to the song.
Yeah. Dude, like, I've been in that position of being comfortable and, like, been on the opposite end where I think everything's fine and it ends up, no, being comfortable is, like, too much for like, my significant other at the time. And then, thank God, like, she had the wherewithal to, like, end it. So that way, like, I wasn't, like, hurting her further by just staying constant, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I relate to that a lot.
Yeah, I just want to say this. I think you can make most relationships work if you guys know how to communicate with each other. And sometimes maybe one party member doesn't want to communicate.
Yeah.
And that can, like, tear apart the relationship.
Or they're just, like, oblivious to it, you know?
Oh, that too, you know? There's so many relationships that people have been in their lives where they think to themselves, like, why do we even break up?
Yeah.
And I almost always think it's because of the communication aspect.
Absolutely.
You have to learn to communicate.
You have to learn how to communicate and learn how... where the fuck am I going with that?
You need to say what you need, and you need to listen to what they need.
Yeah.
And you need to determine whether both of you can do those things.
Yeah, you need to meet in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
The lyrics that I dig is, now we're comfortable and the mystery is dead and gone. Your tattooed frame no longer sat. Did you just read this? No, you didn't read this.
No, I read the opening.
Oh, okay. This is the next verse, dude. I'm out of it. All right, I'm gonna start over. Now we're comfortable and the mystery is dead and gone. Your tattooed frame no longer satisfied because I've settled for too long. Well, in my head with your hands around my neck, but you still miss my kiss goodnight. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I like the hands around the neck thing. It's like, because it's not like she's literally doing that, but sometimes you feel suffocated.
Yeah, you can smother someone, or you can smother or be smothered by just being comfortable, you know?
Man, yeah, but then the chorus, it's going to kick in after both of what we said, right?
Yeah.
It says, and I'm not a liar,
maybe a storyteller, but when I promised you the world, I was just trying to make it better.
The thing I like about what he's talking about here is like, he doesn't consider himself a liar. He's just trying to make the situation better.
Yeah.
You know, it's like storyteller. I promised you the world, and I was just trying to make it better. I think that's beautiful, but like contradictory way, because like it can be taken as both ways. You can be lying. It depends on how the person takes it.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that because it's not perfect. I feel like when people write songs, they like try to make them look like this, you know, perfect person. And maybe he was trying to say it by saying, I'm not a liar, but like with that context, you have to believe that he said some things that weren't the truth.
Yeah.
Or at least off. See, this is what I do. I like read lyrics and I look really into them, and then Roper's like, wow, you're really into it.
No, I mean, like, you're not wrong on that, but the way that I listen to music, I can listen to it 4 different ways. Like, maybe one listen, I'm listening to the words, or I'm actually listening to the vocals, or I hear this guitar part in the back that catches my brain, and I listen to it over again for that. I don't know. It's just breaking down the song in my mind. So
Interesting.
If I don't like catch on to what you like lyric wise what you're saying, don't hold it against me.
That's the best thing about lyrics, though. You can interpret them in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And I like talking to a person about a song, and they see the song so differently than I do.
I need to get better about looking into lyrics and stuff, but I just get not overhyped, but I just get hyped up about songs that I like. So I can sing the words and not comprehend what they're meaning. Yeah, if that makes sense.
No, I do that. That's why I have to read them.
Yeah,
you know, when I listen to music, it's always the drums and the guitars are the first thing that it's gonna catch my grip. And not always, but like most of the time.
I guess too, like when I do look up lyrics, I want to know what they're saying, like not what they mean. You know, so true. I can actually like get them right when I sing along. Because like if I hear a song and try to just like sing along to it, I fuck up the words so much.
Dude, me fucking too. Dude, so this line, and my anxiety won't let me sleep.
Dude, I have that written down too. I was about to bring it up.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, though.
And my anxiety won't let me sleep. I lay awake in my defeat, an open road of full of possibilities. But then I hear you mumbling, you only did that in your sleep. And honestly, it's fucking scary, but I ask myself why I still try. Man, so as someone who has its fair share of anxiety, which has been spiking a lot lately, and when I listen to this song, I was like, oh, man. But my anxiety does something different. My anxiety makes me sleep.
Yeah. Do you ever get worked up to the point where you're just fucking tired?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I get these weird, like, fits of anxiety or just, like, not rage, but anger, where I build myself up. I get so fucking worked up. And then maybe, like, after, like, a couple hours after I calm down, I'm just, like, exhausted.
And I do that too. My anxiety does something where I feel like I'm backed into a corner and I have to fight my way out.
Yeah.
Or I have to wait for the moment to pass. And if I'm alone and I have anxiety, I sleep. And if I'm around anybody, I fight. And generally, like, I'm a pretty seclusive person. I like to be alone as much as possible. Yeah. Not always. Like, my girlfriend would say otherwise. I talked a lot about her. I don't know why. She keeps coming up. But, like, yeah.
You're just relating to this, so.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. You know, like, it takes a lot. Like, if I'm with, let's just say, like, one of my best friends in high school wants to hang out, right? Yeah. And I will have anxiety, like, 90% of the time I'm with them.
Did you have anxiety on Sunday when we watched Krampus?
Yeah.
Is that why you fell asleep?
Maybe. Maybe, honestly. It's like, because I don't want to fight with my friends. I didn't do anything wrong. And usually when I have anxiety, it really spikes when I feel like I'm either being disrespected or when I feel like I'm being attacked over something, even if it's like I deserve it. Yeah. And I don't know. It's kind of contradictory now that I think about it and what I'm saying. You know, you act different situations.
Yeah, everybody does.
But sometimes, like, I get, like, I, for whatever reason, like, when I'm in a group of friends, I feel like I have to be funny, you know, instead of being chill.
I know
like,
what you mean.
Like, you, like, are so good about being chill.
I just observe everything, and I wait for the moment to be funny.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to be that, like, loud. Not saying you're loud and obnoxious, just, like, there's certain people in certain groups where they have to be in the middle of everything, and they have to be that person that, like, talks over people. And I've never been that person. I've always just, like, kept off in the background and made my little, like zingers here and there. But
yeah, and I wish I was more like that. I am kind of like when I'm around new people.
Yeah.
But generally, I just hang around the same people.
I think one of the qualities that I like about you the most, though, is, like, how, like, whenever you meet somebody, you just want to, like, know their whole life story, and you think it's a flaw, but it's really not. Like, it's pretty awesome, because, like, if you ever have I have a conversation with you, I can tell you're 100% invested in what I'm saying, you know? Mm-hmm. And some people, like, one of my biggest pet peeves is if, like, there's a lot of people that, like, teachers I've had in the past, or just, like, people that I grew up with, they're like, hey, how you doing? And then you go on and tell them the story, and they're looking right past you. They don't even fucking listen to what you say.
They're just being nice because I think that's kind of
it's
what the
saving face, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, and I've noticed now that sorry, dude. I noticed now that, like, now that I'm older and I do, like, run into somebody like that, and they're like, hey, how you doing? And then you start talking, they're not even listening. I stop mid-sentence, and then I will turn around and walk away. Because if you don't value, like, what I'm trying to say to you, then conversation's not important. So,
dude, conversation's everything, you know?
Yeah.
That's how you connect with people.
Yeah. If you don't care enough to have a conversation with me, then I don't care enough to have a conversation with you, and I really just don't care.
Why are we talking?
Yeah, it's like,
why bother?
Yeah, it's so rough for me too. Like, if I run into somebody that I, like, went to high school with, because I just want to avoid that conversation. It's like, hey, how you doing? Work. And that's the extent of the conversation. So I just avoid it altogether.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like I dig too much, you know, and that's why I'm kind of, like, self-conscious about it. And
I don't think you should be self-conscious about it. It just, like, kind of shows that you're, like, invested.
Yeah, I genuinely want it. Like, if I see someone from high school I haven't seen for, like, a long time, I'm like, holy shit, man, how are you?
Yeah.
What's going on? And, like, I do really care. I'll see, like, the social media stuff, and I'm like, oh, how is your kid that you had?
Yeah.
That I have never seen. You know, I don't know, like, I try to care. I think that's what matters.
That's
like,
good quality to have, though.
Yeah, sometimes.
Better than me avoiding conversations.
Nah, I make you talk, bitch. I'll look at you in the face a bit. Talk to me.
Talk to me, you son of a bitch.
Stop being so chill over there. All right, I pretty much talked my way through the song. You got anything more?
Another thing that I really like is the ending of the song where he's like, save yourself and walk away. This is the last time you see my face. And then you get the gain vocals in the back. It's pretty fucking epic.
Yeah, fucking. Something about gang vocals always gets me.
It's pretty
pumped as shit.
Pretty pop punk. So.
Yeah, I really like.
So pop punk.
This is, man, the way they put this song together is so good.
Yeah, this is. I would argue that this is probably one of their best songs. Like,
definitely my fave. Coffee Talk, I think, is always going to be that iconic song they wrote. That's what I like about, like, for instance, I know we talk about them a lot, but the Wonder Years,
yes,
their iconic songs came out swinging, but it's not my favorite song by the Wonder Years.
No.
You know? And that's the best part, is, like, you can have your iconic song by the band, and you can have your favorite song by the band.
Yeah.
And I think that this album, I listened to their new album, and not that I didn't like it or anything, but, man, it just didn't live up to this in my mind.
It's a different lineup.
Yeah.
And a different feel.
Yeah, you said different band, you know?
Have you listened to Paradise, their second album?
Mm-mm.
That's got a completely different vibe than.
Oh wait, I did listen
albums.
to that.
Yeah, that one's definitely a summer album, which, like, I like songs off that album, but there's a lot of, like, social media cringe that they had, where I don't know, man, it's hard to describe, but they're just like, I appreciate what they're doing, like trying to be funny and cute to people. Mm-hmm. But if you're like doing duck lips and stuff, like, come on, man. Like you're. I know you're in a pop punk band, but
I don't think pop punk and duck lips go very well together.
And that's why it made me cringe.
Jesus, criminy.
Are you okay over there?
I'm dying. It's fine. All right. Well, I think that's our album.
Yeah.
And
Old Bones by Broadside. If you haven't heard it yet, check it out.
Yeah, and like my conclusion on this album is it fits so well together. Every song sounds different enough, but like sounds like they're meant to be played together.
Yeah.
It just works.
This
dude.
album's one of those that flows really well.
Oh, 100%. But Roper, let's get on to the next segment.
All right.
Do you guys have a small, up-and-coming band that has a song that you'd like to share with our listeners? If so, we would be happy to listen and promote you free of charge if we like what we hear. Isn't that right, Roper?
That is correct.
Awesome. All right, well, I guess I'll continue off my script. Go ahead, send us an email at ppespodcast@gmail.com with an audio file of your song, a small bio of your band, and the story behind your song. And this week we have the band Magnolia Park. Magnolia Park is a 5-piece pop-punk alternative rock band from Orlando, Florida. Represent. The band blends elements of hip-hop, pop-punk, and emo rock to create a captivating sound and haunting aesthetic. Their music is produced by legendary alternative rock pop-punk producer Andrew Wade of the Audio Compound, who has worked with the bands like A Day to Remember, Neck Deep, Wage War, Real Friends, and more.
Nice.
Andrew Wade's a big fucking deal. If
He
you
is.
guys didn't quite know. I listened to this band a little bit before we had the ability to have him on the show.
Yeah.
And I was instantly hooked.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to share this new song.
The song is called Love Me, and it features Kellen Quinn of Sleeping with Sirens.
Very nice. Well, let's fucking give this song a listen,
Yeah.
Roper.
Just pretend to love me, kiss me where my heart beats. Use me till you crave me, take me to the edge. Kiss me so I can't breathe, touch me till I can't speak. Give me a reason to live, a reason to live. Just pretend to love me. Just pretend to love me.
How could you leave me alone? You are my own. I can tell by your voice. I know you're not home, and now I'm left in the dark. I gave you my heart, and this is what I get. So fucking over it.
I'm afraid of running away, 'cause I'm always to blame, and it still feels the same. I'm trapped like a slave, caught in this web of what you crave. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just pretend to love me.
Roper,
Yo,
what do you think of that, dude?
I liked it.
I have an interesting relationship with music of this genre.
Yeah.
Because it is pop punky, it's got its emo to it, it's got this alternative to it, and it's also got like this, like when the that's the guest vocalist.
Yeah.
And I was never really a huge Sleeping with Sirens fan.
I'm honestly not a big fan of them.
I think it fit well with the song.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we got to show this song because I truly think this band is gonna have some great shit coming.
Yeah, these
our
guys
way.
are going to fucking blow up.
Yeah, and I'm excited for them. I
And
really am.
I want to thank them for letting us feature this on, or letting us feature this song on our podcast.
Yeah, me too. So keep fucking rocking, guys.
Hell
We're
yeah.
really excited to see how far you go.
Me too.
But on to the last segment, Rope Dog.
Yes. If you guys would like to reach out to us via social media, we are at PPES Podcast on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's Twitter, and that's Instagram.
We got a Twitter?
We have a
Roper?
Twitter.
Oh, shit. I never
Yes.
got on that one.
I think that's the one that I'm on the most. Since I do kind of curate the whole social media game for us.
Roper's been killing it.
I'm trying, man.
We're getting better. I think we'll brainstorm some ideas for you guys because we want to do. We want to interact with you more, and I want to bring that to the show. I think we do like questions, like, do you prefer this album or this album?
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, I would like to. We have a small following now, but as time goes on, like each week, we always get
we get 1 or 2 new ones, and we appreciate that.
We appreciate you guys so much for like taking the time to be a part of this with us because this is something that's important to us.
Yes, and like tell all your friends.
Yeah, and your mom's friends.
Your mom's friends.
Those are the ones we really want.
All the moms.
Okay. All right, Roper. Any final words for this episode 6 of the podcast?
Thanks for doing this with me.
Dude, thank you for doing this with me.
Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Darby.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Darby is my cousin, and if you guys have seen the logo to the podcast, he actually drew that, and he's going to be working with us with more title cards and stuff in the future, hopefully.
We have I trust him with almost all my graphic design work. Actually, 100% of it so far.
Yeah.
He's really done amazing work. He did the artwork for my album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And like he's good.
He's so talented.
He's so fucking good. He's always been good at art stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we absolutely love you, Darby.
I love you, man.
Bye.
Bye.